Hello and welcome back. I'm Admiral Jedi. Welcome to my Paradox Interactive historical playthrough mega series playing Portugal to Brazil. This is video 2. Going to pick up in a 1066 start. We're going to switch starts. Video 1, if you watched that one, God bless you. It was a pretty derpy video, not going to lie. And basically began with some of the history of Portugal, never ended up forming Portugal. That's historically accurate. Portugal will be formed in this video, God willing. And but we're going to do something kind of odd. And I am excited about it, actually. So, Portugal, the kingdom, was not founded by the House of Vimara Paris, which is the house that we played all of last video. Portugal, the kingdom, was founded by the family, the son of a younger son of a Duke of Burgundy from the royal house of Capet. So, I didn't know that. Well, that's what reading teaches you. So, like I announced at the end of video 1, we're going to do something, I think, kind of fun, actually. Let's show my duchy titles. There is Burgundy. Okay. So who's got it? Pretty sure this guy, yeah, is the Duke of Burgundy. Now, interestingly enough, he's got a son, Henri, right? Which is the name of the person that I'd really rather be playing. But what we're going to do is play as this guy, Robert II, the Duke of Burgundy, and when he dies, which I'm hoping will happen sooner than later, I'm going to see if this son, or one of his unlanded sons, if I can play him as a wanderer, and wander into, which is what happened. Henri was invited to the court of, I think it was Alphonse VI. Let's see who that is. Yeah, there he is, right there. And Alphonse was given, or Henri was given, well, originally there was another Alphonse, also from France, oddly enough, who was given control of some of these lands. Then he was given too much land, and then the land was split and given to a combination of French Alphonse and French Henri, who we're going to be playing. Although, like I said, unfortunately, we're not going to be playing as him. We're probably going to be playing as this guy, Simon. I don't think, at one point I saw you could change their names, but I don't think you can do that anymore at this age. So, anyway, we're going to go ahead and get on with this. I'm not going to do any gameplay. I'm going to, because this has nothing to do with Portugal at this point. We're not playing France. We're trying to play Portugal. And instead, I'm going to wait for him to die, see what it looks like if we can choose a new destiny, and begin the migration down to Iberia and hopefully become landed. That should be a fun little challenge. So stick around. I think that's going to be kind of cool. Ooh, we can rename him. I forgot about that. It's kind of buried. But one of my YouTube followers helped me with that, and I'm very grateful. All right, Henri. Let's hope he's the one chosen for me to have a new destiny with when the old man dies. Cancer. All right. This is good. Leave me be. All right, we want him to die. Awesome. Okay, so he did. Choose a new destiny. And, of course, the kid that I named Henri, I cannot play as. I'm going to be playing as Robert, my 21-year-old adventurer, I think. Okay, so what are we going to do? Camp purpose. All right, so what's Robert got here? Now, Robert... Okay, it's kind of cool that he's martial. Yeah. I was actually looking forward to playing as Henri because he's more learning and I can do better wanderer stuff with him. I guess we'll do the swords for hire. Find some more prowess and martial contracts. Yeah. I guess that's what we're going to do. So, we're going to move on down. We're going to ease on down the road. And, hopefully get on down into Iberia and get cozy with, now, the Kingdom of Leon doesn't own any of this land. It's the Kingdom of Galicia. So, we're going to try and get cozy with them. And try to become landed in the area of Portucale. Okay, we're getting closer. It looks like we're going to be traveling to Barcelona. So, at least we're headed in the right direction. I think it's going to cost us a ton of provisions to do it. Oh, yay, look at that. So, holy cow, provisions cost 11.25. Oops. I guess I can get... Oh, I don't even have any money. Is this going to send me down gold-wise? Forest? Wilderness, right? Can I even do this? Let's just try. Alright, I'm going to begin my life of wandering in debt. That is so awesome. Okay, so trying to maintain the historical focus here. This is kind of fun. This is the first time I've ever done the Wanderer stuff. And I've done a couple practice sessions, and it's all just basically like a bunch of stories and everything like that. You know, kind of like tours and tournaments did. So let's get on down to the Iberian Peninsula and make a name for ourselves. We need to try and become valuable to the courts down there so they can land us, give us some land. But I'm not going to do this starting off with -8, so we'll see. Okay, we have arrived in Barcelona, and on the way, it was so cool. Let's see, I got a venereal disease, and learned that my wife is almost 40 years older than I am. So, yeah, cool. Alright, maybe it is time to... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get some land here eventually. Alright, so we're going to do a bunch more contracts, try and get ourselves, the moment I get closer to knowing somebody that's important, I'll bring you back in. Otherwise, it's going to be provisions, gold, etc., etc., etc. Now, my travels have led me at last to the Kingdom of Alphonse VI. It does look like he's got claims on Leon, Galicia, Navarra. So I think this is the guy that I need to impress. Unfortunately, this character is horrible. Compassionate and paranoid. So like half of the trials that you need to do, you can't, basically. Or you'll fail at really hardcore. Test your stewardship. Like, I'll give you an example of it. Let's see what my stewardship is. Oh, no, let's not. My stewardship totally sucks. Alright, let me see if I can find one that's got, well, let's go ahead and just do this, right? What's this? Does not contain a holding. Oh, alright, well, let's go ahead and, nope. I've done nothing with the camp. I probably should. Let's go ahead and move, like, straight to the castle. Okay. And then if I go visit here, this ought to be entertaining. I was thinking of something else, and you can go, let's look at the town crier. Alright. Learning contracts? Okay. Organization, stewardship? No. These Justicar contracts. Alright, the best I can do is this scholarly work. So, let's see what we've got. Where did it happen? Solicit charity. Alright, so you're basically a beggar. Awesome. Sure, I'll go ahead and solicit charity here. Travel. What do we got? Mountains. Alright, we can go ahead and add. Again, this isn't really history, but I don't know. It's kind of new content, so maybe nobody's seen this yet. So we'll go ahead and travel on over. And then basically, just like you did with all other tours and tournament stuff, you just basically get started with a scheme. Now, this is new with all these mechanics are new with all the road to power dealies, so I'm a little bit slow about this. But let's say, all right, we're here to earn, right? So you want to do something that like helps you out with the most success. So I have 95% success. Now, it's because my learning is only plus 14 and you begin with a -6. It's going to take like a couple years to get there. It's kind of crazy. So let me fast forward. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fire this off because I waited and this dude loses his title. Yeah, he had his title stripped from him, and the whole scheme just goes boop and ends. Anyway, so I'm going to seize the moment with a 70% chance, failure, and I got stress. Okay, fine, whatever. Stuff happens, right? But I'll show you what I was talking about earlier. So this fight the corruption, right? Let's go ahead and take that one. I'll deal with them, right? All right, fine. Let's go ahead and start the travel. So this is what I was talking about earlier, where your personality can just completely kill you. What's this all business? I don't care. And I have no stress, so fine. Become friends with one of my camp followers. All right. So it's like, all right. Your only options on these keep the peace ones are, I can't stand for this injustice, you know, where you basically fail the contract. Because you're supposed to come in here and, like, kick their butts. But then there's this one, which is, oh, sorry, you're going to get wasted on stress because you're compassionate. Okay. Silence or die. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it's like, okay, only take the contracts that are good for you. But, well, I guess like everything in Crusader Kings, it's all about your traits and your thises and your that's. So it's a little bit tough right now. So that was a break from your regularly scheduled historical programming to talk about a little bit of game mechanics. Yeah, it's okay. I think it's kind of cool. I love the stuff that they do with travel. It's too chancy for me. I don't like that, like, 10% that you're going to die and 80% and then I always die. When the clamorous ordeal of bending each peasant leader is complete, we take once more to the road. Okay. I guess you succeed the fight. What's this? Yeah. Alright. So, I'll go ahead and take 33 stress. That wasn't too bad for that. So, anyway, let's get back to the history. Okay, as I look to trying to get land here, I said that I was going to settle in King Alphonse's court, his land, because that's historically accurate. But what I'm clearly looking for is Porto, this county or duchy or whatever it is, so we can begin rebuilding Portucale. So it turns out that I can make requests, that I can purchase land, but, let's do that again. You can only choose one of the 3 that are in his domain. So he's got Benavente, Salamanca, Avila, right? And so if I try to purchase land from him, only those 3 are there. So, ideally, I will move to Porto. So we'll go ahead and do that. So I'm in Porta, excuse me. And I cannot make a request to purchase land from this guy because it says he has to hold at least 2 counties. Okay. I guess I thought he had to. Well, I guess this is technically not a, yeah, duh. This is a single county. So I basically can't purchase his main land from him. Now, what I can do, there's 2 things. Count Chia wants me to uncover secrets here. It'd be kind of fun to uncover a secret. I will tell you this. This Wanderer stuff Again, not really my bag, but role players got to be going crazy for this stuff, because I think they hit it out of the park with this. I ended up getting a hook on the king here, and so I could immediately purchase land. And if my wife just cried out that it's dinner time and everybody hear that, I'm sorry. Somebody make a comment to prove that you're actually listening. Heh. I could basically go, okay, he's got lots of land, right? And so I could just get this one down here in Monterrey, which is pretty close. I could probably say, hey, I want this. Use a hook. Purchase the land. Oh, I still need the 400 gold. All right. I think we're going to try that. I may explore around for some secrets and stuff while we're building up the money. Okay, it's taken me quite a few years. The year's 1097, but I think I've got everything that I need to have. Got the money to acquire my land. I can purchase land. I've got a hook. I found out that he is a naughty boy, and so I've got a hook on him, because otherwise he's like, no thanks, piss off. So if I go for Monterrey and use a hook, I still cannot get it. Well, that was going to happen earlier. Distance of Monterrey from my capital. Is within the de jure duchy. Okay. Well, we're going to have to keep working. Can I offer a hook on myself? Sure. Alright, it's worth it. I'm sick of being a wanderer. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Boom. Alright, I can scarcely believe it. And he assented to my offer. I'm the new Count of Monterrey. And he's got a hook on me, unfortunately. But it happens. Okay, so I've got the county of Monterrey. I need to work on basically getting myself as the Duke of Portucale. And so we're going to spend the next efforts here to do that, because that would really catch us up to where we need to be. I would have liked to have been given the entire duchy, but I don't think you can do that unless you do an invasion, and I didn't really want to invade the entire King of Galicia. So, tried to be as historical as we can, played around with some new features. It was kind of fun, actually. I had a little bit of fun. But now, what have I got? I've got a little bit of money. Okay, that's good. But we've got a long crawl to get where we're going to go. So let's do it. Let's Crusader King it and see if I can get myself worked up to be the Duke of Portucale, and then we're going to try even further to become the king, to found Portugal. So I think you can do that. It doesn't exist. Alright, well, it's in here somewhere. I've seen it. Let's keep going. It's June 24th, 1128, and I'm going to pause here for a minute. A very famous battle called the Battle of São Mamede happened on this date. And what I have to do at this point, because things have gone horribly different from history, is just sort of point like this, and tell you what happened. What happened on this time was Henri, the wanderer that we've been playing, who really didn't end up being named Henri. He ended up being named Hugh. But let's just keep going. We'll deal with that later. He was given these two lands, which ended up being combined into a single earldom, the lands of Portgual and Coimbra. And when he had those lands, everything was good, and he was building them up, and he sort of silently started not really adhering to his feudal obligations, let's just say, but not in open rebellion. Historically speaking, Henri's wife was named Teresa. He died, and she came to own all of his lands as his widow, and Henri's son, which I did manage to name historically accurate, Alfonso, was going to inherit his lands. However, Henri's widow, Therese, was her name, not Helena, was eventually married off to folks up here in the northern part of the Galicia area, and she was originally forbidden from doing that because it would result in her lands being swallowed up by the entire area of Galicia, which was not part of the overall agreement of the Iberian Agreement. So, to prevent this, her son, Alphonse, went to war with her and won at the Battle of Mamede, São Mamede, to basically keep his lands here. That's what actually happened. Now, let's take a look at what has happened here. He died, that's fine, of old age, right, fair enough. And I could not ever get any of this land, so I still am sitting on this tiny little strip in Monterrey, being able to do absolutely nothing with it. I was in complete despair because I could not get claims, I could not get hooks. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to propose marriage to my son, to the daughter of the king. And bada bang, this is how Crusader Kings goes. She ends up inheriting everything, and so I am now basically the king of all of Galicia, not historically accurate, and I'm not even actually really in power as the king, but instead I'm desperately trying to get an heir, so that my heir will inherit the entire kingdom of Galicia, not historically accurate. If and once that happens, then I'm going to, for history's sake, basically carve it up and try and form Portugal, which is indeed what Henri's son, Alphonse, did. So, main goal for this guy is pull off the form Portugal decision. I don't think it's here yet. I'm sure I have to be, well, at least a duke or something like that. So, let's keep going. That is just exactly how horribly off-target things have gone so far. I still have my little strip of land, but at least I'm married to the gal who owns everything on the western side of the Iberian Peninsula. So, that means is instead of my plan going to work, this plague's going to come up and kill her, and then I'll turn to who knows. Alright, I'll bring you back in when it starts. Hopefully not the death part, but the inheritance. Fast forwarding a bit, several developments have occurred, which are interesting either or possibly good. So I did capture the Duchy of Coimbra. Fought a pretty easy war for it between what's now my vassal and myself. I still really don't have that sizable of an army. I do have a gigantic ally, but I didn't use him to help me fight such a piddly battle. Anyway, I did a little bit of research, and the Form Portugal decision will not show up at all unless you have Iberian heritage. So because I was French, having come from the Burgundy area in France, I did convert at a somewhat costly in a somewhat costly manner to Galician, and now the Portugal decision shows up. Now, oddly enough, I thought you had to have like 4 duchies under your name. They must have like fixed this, because it does seem odd. The requirement was you had to have 4 duchies. Algarve, Bahia, Coimbra, and Portucale. And holding 4 duchies without being a king, that is like practically impossible. It's not impossible if you do it kind of in a tricky way, I think. Where like you hold 2, and then if basically you can usurp or form 2 of them all at once, you can go boom, boom, get the decision, go. But now it seems like all you have to do is come up with 300 gold, and I can form the Kingdom of Portugal, which I do want to do, because Alfonso, the bear, was indeed the person who formed Portugal. So that's interesting. I'm headed in that direction. What do I need? Like 240 more? So that's like 80 more months. I mean, that's several years away. And my big fear here is that the queen is going to die after having given me 9 children, even though some of them are not mine. She's quite the little adulteress. And then my primary heir is going to inherit, and there'll be this cascade, because once you're already a king, this decision just goes boop and just goes away. So I'm going to... Oh, there's Unite the Spanish Thrones. That's interesting. I'm going to really hope that this happens. In the meantime, they have started a crusade for Valencia. The entire area? That's not really accurate. The entire Iberian Peninsula was not fully reconquisted until, I think, around 1453, with the final taking of Granada. Now, it goes back and forth, so I suppose we could, because I think they're going to wail on them. I mean, it's 58,000. You never know what the difference in troops is, troop quality, but I don't know. That's pretty sizable. So, let's see how that goes, huh? I'm like, Crusades are kind of a giant dumpster fire of difficulty, and I'm just a tiny little thing. So, I thought maybe I'll raise some armies and try and, I don't know, take one of these cities down here and hold it or something. But the last thing I need are 16,000 Muslims, you know, come up here and do me wrong. But of course I need money to form Portugal. So I've got a save game in place. I'm not afraid to use it. Let's keep going. Okay, never mind. I lied. I still have to have all these titles. I have no idea how I'm going to do this. Oops. I got my 300 gold. I thought it was like, oh, that's all you need. I forgot to scroll down. Alright. So you don't need to be an independent ruler if the Iberian struggle is in the opportunity phase. Okay, well that may be what I have to do because my son is about to become the king of Galicia very shortly. Oops. Okay, I'm getting pretty excited. We just entered into opportunity phase, well, a little while ago. And I bought some claims to get claims on the Beja region. Bought a claim to get claims, or paid for a claim on the Algarve region. I've got decent amount of allies. Now, I'm running against the clock here because, well, technically not. Because I'm in that opportunity phase, I can still do this. Now, I'm going to talk about how what I'm doing is historically wrong after I do it. But let's just go ahead and punch the clock up. And maybe for the sake of fun and brevity, let's just jack the speed. We'll do speed 5. Because the moment I take both of these, alright, I'm just going to ignore those guys up there, I think. The moment I take both of these, I should be able to do the Forum Portugal decision if I win. Alright, so we're going to have to go up there and kick those guys out. Let's do it on super fast speed. Off we go. Go get them. Go get them, guys. Get them. Okay, there we go. Yay. Now, unfortunately, this is still giving me only 65% because I have this massive land area that I need to... Okay, let's fast forward again. Alright, fast forwarding. We are... What are we at? We're at 92%. I'm still on speed 5. Which means I'm going to make some stupid decisions and have to rewind. Oh, we got a good battle coming up here. They crossed the bridge of death. Alright, we're only to 96. Oh my gosh. This is how Crusader Kings goes for me. I'm sure it will completely invalidate my war. Right? I don't have any of these claims anymore. Or do I? Alright, let's see. That would piss me off so badly. Oh my gosh. Okay, guess what? Load game. We are gonna rewind that again. I'm not interested in getting that close just to have RNG curse me. I'm sorry that I'm like raging out over here, but this is how it goes for me. And for all of us, I think. Alright, we reloaded. Let's see if it happens again. See if it happens again. I don't think I died, like, of medical causes. Okay, alright. All right. We got it. Force the demands. So be it. Now, I have everything. This will be the first time I've ever done this. Can we do it? Yes, we can. We've got the money. We're going to form Portugal. Boom. All right. Let them see their new king. Sure, why not? I think that's only just going to take me into court. Right? No problem. Okay. Let me calm down and do some historicity and probably even wrap up. But I've got a lot to cover. So strap your boredom gear on and let's get through it. We have fallen out of historical accuracy to a degree. So I'm going to wrap this video up because I'm still overjoyed that we got to form Portugal. That's probably a good place to end this video. But let's go through a couple things. What had gone on is Leon Castile should have been, it's not under my control anyway, but by this time should have been a united kingdom. When the king of these kingdoms died, the kings were split to his sons. So that's somewhat accurate, again, whether they're really the sons of a single person or not. And the king of Leon tried to sort of push in on Portugal a bit, and that did ultimately not work. And they sealed an arrangement with Alphonse Henriques, his daughter being married off to the king of Leon. Now that has kind of happened, except for I married my daughter off to the king of Castile. But you know what? Close enough. So that's kind of good. And I'm going to keep these folks on my side as best as I can with good allied relationships. So that's one thing. We're too soon in terms of, well, actually not the year, in pushing this far south. And that's the problem, is to form Portugal, as we just saw, you got to have all those 4 duchies. But that's not historically accurate. For a long time, Portugal was simply these 2 areas, Portugale, Coimbra. And it was as the continued Reconquista pushed down, that they went eventually below the Tagus River and even managed to capture Lisbon, which I'm pretty sure this is here, except what it's called like Lisboa at this point, right? We really shouldn't have this much territory to the south. So accordingly, in the next video, if they take some of it, I'm going to let them to try and keep up with history. And then we're going to really just explore a bit more of what Portuguese culture and true, and we should even have like a straight, we are Portuguese culture at this point. We're going to spend next video getting into that a bit more. I need to do some more research to find it out for myself. But for now, let's go ahead and call it. I think that was a good deal. We've got Portugal on the map. Again, this is the Portugal to Brazil mega series. We're going to get to Brazil probably towards the end of the Europa Universalis segment. But for now, I'm feeling pretty good. Thanks for watching, and check me out next time. Video number 3. I'll see you there.